Hi, it's Liz Weisslogel from ISSCR, just here to give the speakers and oral presenters another quick view of the back end view of the presenters platform and make sure you're clear about how you're going to be answering questions and also a little bit about the timing in your session. So this is the back end view that you saw on your technical check. Remember, this middle portion is what attendees see, and what you see are these background panels here, and on the bottom where all the slides are. On this right-hand panel, we want you to stay on chat, which is where all of the presenters and speakers and technicians can message each other, and that's important if there's any issues going on that we can all talk and the attendees don't see that. What I want to go over right now is on the bottom left side, or the middle left side panel here, where you see either chat or questions and answers. We're going to click on questions and answers. So this is where attendees can put in their questions as they're listening to the presentation. Now they will type in their questions down here and they will come into this list. You as the presenter don't need to worry about this until you are done with your presentation. But as you start your presentation, we want you to be ready to go at the end. So we want you to be sure your viewing is in the folders. Click on current speaker. Then in the sorting, we want you to sort by high priority. While you're speaking and the questions are coming in, the session chair is going to be sorting questions by high priority. He or she will pull out all the questions that might have to do with technical issues that you don't want to answer, or if they're duplicate questions, those will be sorted out for you. And so you just stay on the view of current speaker, high priority, and when you're done with your talk, you can expand this view and look at the questions. You will read them aloud. If you would like to say who they're from, that's fine, or you can just read the actual question and respond to it. Remember, if you wanted to, you can go back to a specific slide. If you wanted to reference a certain slide in your answer, you can do that, or you can just leave your presentation on the final slide of the presentation. So go through these as many questions as you have time for. And at the end of the questions, you'll be turning it back over to the chair. You can say, thank you, I appreciate your time, and I'll give it back to Amanda Clark or whoever the session chair is. So I also want to tell you about how are you going to know how much time you have left? You're going to have a counter over here that's counting. I know that'll probably be difficult for you to be watching while you're speaking. So ISSCR staff is going to be sending in specific warning messages that are going to appear in the chat. So as you're giving your presentation, you may see that there's 1 minute remaining in your presentation will appear in the chat. And then we'll send in a 30 seconds remaining in your presentation warning. And finally, we'll let you know when the presentation is ended and the question time is beginning. Now, if you happen to go over your time and the question time starts, that's, the clock just keeps on rolling. And if you continue to talk, that means you're just limiting yourself on how much time you have for answering questions. So at the appropriate time, we will warn you that there's 1 minute remaining for your questions. And then we'll remind you that there are 30 seconds remaining for your questions. You should really wrap up and start telling people, thanking the audience or thanking the organizers or however you want to conclude. But if we, at 15 seconds, if we do not hear you saying those kinds of words that sound like you're wrapping up, we are going to send a message that the audio is going to be switched to the chair. And the only one person can be on audio at a time. And so the chair cannot come on while you're talking and the two of you won't be heard at the same time. Your audio will be cut off and the chairs will be turned on. And so they will come on and say, I'm sorry, but we don't have enough time for more questions. And you will get this warning that the audio will be switched to the chair, and then you'll also see that the chair has started to talk. So unfortunately, we have to be kind of tough with the timing here, but we'll be giving you warnings as this goes along. So just remember to keep your question folder on current speaker, and you can read as many questions, but also recognizing how much time you've got remaining in your presentation and in your question segment. Finally, I just want to remind you that after the session, instead of everybody gathering at the front of the stage and asking those questions they couldn't get in, we want you to go to the scientific forum that is specific for your concurrent or your plenary session. And that's a nice casual way where people can gather and type in questions and you can answer and have a little bit more of a casual conversation about things that were happening in the session. So to do that, you'll need to exit this presenter's platform and go back to the actual meeting link that takes you to the lobby of the meeting, and you'll go to the forum section and go to the specific lab that is associated with this session. So thanks so much for presenting your work at ISSCR, and we'll see you online.